All right, guys, in the last session, you broke into a house and found out you weren't even the first criminals on the scene. The job was supposed to be simple. Sneak into Varan Duskvale's manor, crack the vault, get rich. Instead, first guard you find is already bleeding. No alarm, no backup. Do you stop to reassess? Maybe lay low? Of course not. Thrunk barrels through the place like a one-elephant SWAT team, and stealth dies in the first 5 seconds. You get to the study. The place has been tossed. Someone's already looking for something. And behind the world's most narcissistic portrait, boom, a vault. Thrunk rips the thing off the wall like it insulted his mother. Inside the vault, not gold, not guards, but pervious stroker, philosopher, dog enthusiast, cosmic drifter. Looks like he wandered into the vault after befriending the Shih Tzu you punted into low orbit. Says he KO'd the guard by accident and just vibed in there for a while, smoked a cigar, found himself, maybe found God.
Didn't get that far.
Then you start looting. Gold, platinum, a locked silver box no one can open, a polished obsidian chess piece shaped like a king, and a sealed contract warning Varan to stay loyal or suffer the consequences. It mentioned Icehold. Meanwhile, Squibbity's pocketing trinkets, Quill's reenacting Home Alone with a knocked-out guard, and Stroker's serenading the lockbox. By the end, you've ransacked a noble's vault, pissed off gods know who, and walked away with a cursed treasure chest, a threat letter from a secret organization, and a cosmic hitchhiker named Pervious, who may or may not be your problem now. You're richer, louder, and one step closer to whatever this iceberg of a conspiracy really is.
It's about goddamn time you hit us up for this session. Next time, don't take so long, you fucking goblin.
I'm sorry, man. Things just got a little busy.
I don't give a fuck. You think the city stopped spinning because you're sorting your laundry? Nah, we're knee-deep in corpses and cursed contracts over here.
All right. Enough tears. We just cracked the vault, remember? Looted what we could, guard got re-knocked out, and we were trying to open that damned lockbox.
To no avail, alas. It seems mine and Thrunk's serenading, though rich in tone, primal in essence, moved neither soul nor mechanism. The lock remains unmoved, uninspired, much like a constipated poet staring at a blank page.
Right. Lockbox goes on the back burner. Let's not waste another hour serenading a lump of silver. First point of call?
Getting the hell out of here! Have you looked at this place? There's blood, broken furniture, a dead guard, a missing dog. It's a crime scene buffet. If anyone shows up now, we're going to be chewing steel behind bars before sundown.
I still want to know if that dog's dead or not.
Oh my fucking God.
I truly hope not. There's nothing more tragic than a noble creature meeting such an undignified end, especially one so fluffy.
Yes, we'll carve a statue for the mutt later. Right now the question is, where do we take all this? Because this isn't just loot, this is leverage or a death sentence. And we don't exactly have a hideout, a place to kick back, a place where we won't be the ones getting robbed or killed if we turn our back.
Just stay here for a second until we figure out what the hell we're doing. No point running around the street like numpties without a plan.
We've got 3 problems and 4 leads. We can't chase all of them at once.
Right, let me break this down for the slow mammals in the room. We got 4 bombs, all ticking, all in our laps. 1, the lockbox. Shiny, stubborn, sitting there like it knows something, can't pick it, can't sing it open. Thank you, Stroker. Could be treasure, could be a curse, could be someone's finger. Who the hell knows? 2, the contract. Found in the vault. Talks about nooses and ice holds. Ice hold, people? That's not a friendly sounding place. Varan was clearly in bed with some serious shadow freaks, and now we're holding their mail. 3, the warehouse map. Came from the glow spice dealer we unalived. Got a big red circle like it's screaming, come die here. Could be loot, could be a setup, could be both. 4, the ledger. Full of names, debts, dirty deals, blood-stained, blackmail city. We could sell it, use it, or get killed for having it. Maybe all 3. So, what's the play, gentlemen? Because the longer we stand around talking, the louder this crime scene starts to smell.
Personally, I say we offload the ledger first. Low effort, high reward. And if someone wants it badly enough, they'll come to us.
Nah, I say we hit that warehouse. I'm not spending another night dreaming about locked boxes and mystery letters. Give me something I can swing at.
Perhaps a destiny lies in the unopened. A box, a truth, a reckoning sealed in silver. I vote we pursue the lockbox, though I humbly admit it despises my music.
Since when do you get a vote?
He gets a vote before you do, you little shit stain.
Guys, for the love of all things unholy, can you just be quiet for once in your fucking lives? What do we actually care about, huh? What's the goal? It's not the dog. It's not your poetry. It's getting the hell out of Drudgemeer. That's the aim. And every single one of these leads, lockbox, contract, ledger, they could all help us get there. So maybe, and I'm looking at you here, Barwin, let's not just toss them aside for a bag of silver.
I suppose.
Exactly. You don't just throw away leads like we've got. That ledger could be our golden ticket we have to leverage, not liquidate.
Which brings me to Quickpaw. He can fence all this shit, no question. But do we want him to? Because if we do, we owe him a cut. 20% was the deal if he found a buyer.
20%? Yeah, but 10 was the backup if he didn't fence it. And honestly, what's he gonna do, come chasing us? The same flea-bitten furball that was getting torched by 2 drunkards I splattered in about, 2 seconds flat? Please. If he wants smoke, he'll get fucking barbecue.
All right, just breathe. Look, this isn't about pride. This isn't about death and destruction. And it sure as hell isn't about charity. It's strategy. We need to think this through carefully. Jask Quickpaw could either be an asset or an enemy depending on our next move.
An enemy? That cat couldn't claw his way out of a wet sack. He owes us, not the other way around.
No. Thrunk, listen. It's never about raw strength. We're dealing with information brokers and fence contacts here. If Jask squeals to anyone about us stiffing him, we'll wake up with our throats cut or in shackles before sunrise.
The kobold's right. As unsettling as that is, strength isn't always muscle. Sometimes it's knowing where to whisper. Jask clearly knows precisely whose ear to whisper into. We toss him a bit of gold now. We keep his whispers sweet.
And when does it stop, huh? We pay Jask now, we pay some other bastard tomorrow, and then another the next day. We didn't claw our way here, do all the dirty work, just to hand it all out like cheap candy.
Yet consider, gold is transient, gentlemen. It flows and ebbs like tides of fortune. Bridges, however, are difficult to rebuild once burned.
Exactly. The thing we've got to figure out isn't just if we pay him, but what we're actually paying him for. Jask isn't just fencing the loot. He's fencing our reputations.
He's right. The cat has claws in the right places. Underworld access, discretion, a face that gets overlooked. That's value. I say we keep him sweet, give him more than we promised, keep him feeling lucky to know us.
More than we promised? We ain't a charity, Brexodus.
It's not charity. It's insurance. We give him 60 gold. That's just over 20% of the coin haul. Doesn't touch the lockbox, the contract, or the ledger. We keep the real value. He thinks we're generous, and we don't wake up with a knife in our ribs next week because we stiffed a fence.
Yes. Smart bird logic. We keep the spooky curse stuff. He gets shiny distraction money. Everyone wins, and I don't die in my sleep.
And just like that, I'm no longer interested.
Thrunk! Seriously? What do you think?
Fine, 60 gold. But if that smug little bastard even mentions percentages again, I swear I'm gonna punt his spine into the stratosphere.
And thus honor lives. Not loudly, but just enough.
So what are you guys doing? Because I haven't got the foggiest.
We're gonna go find Quickpaw and give him some gold.
After we've checked on our little furry friend.
Yeah, after we've checked on the fucking dog.
So you're leaving. Good. About time. You push through the gloom of Varen's manor, stepping past shattered glass, overturned furniture, and the unconscious body of a man who's going to wake up with one hell of a headache. You step down onto the flagstone path. Moonlight cuts across the garden in jagged shards, lighting the battered lawn and bent shrubs like crime scene tape. The iron gate stands crooked and silent ahead, and you make your way, quietly, cautiously, in the general direction of where the dog went flying. I'm gonna need someone to take the helm on this. Perception check.
I'll do it. 17.
With a 17, you scour the lawn. You kneel near the hedges. You move through the crushed grass, the broken branches, the dew-slick dirt. You track the impact arc with the grace of a bloodhound, and you don't find a dog. What you do find is a turd.
Nice.
Just a little itsy-bitsy one. Sad. Lonely.
Oh.
Clearly passed during flight. Most likely the moment it hit terminal velocity and its survival instincts overloaded. Textbook involuntary defecation. The good news? That much force would have knocked the thing cold, but the fact that it shat and isn't here means the little bastard woke up, probably dragged itself away while your backs were turned. So yeah, your aerial punt didn't kill it. It just made it lighter.
This is wonderful news. It means you will not have to carry the weight of an innocent creature's demise upon your soul, Thrunk. A burden that lingers, like smoke in the lungs, like dog shit in the hedges.
Right, that's enough emotional closure for one corpse-free pile of poo. Can we go give the fence his protection money now?
Yeah. Joe, we make our way out of this garden area, making sure we don't step on any of them pressure alarm plates, and wait a damn second. Do we even know where Jask said he would wait for us?
Honestly, I can't remember. Wasn't listening. He was still half smoking when we made that deal.
Well, can anyone remember?
Joe, can I remember?
I don't know, can you?
Don't be cute with me, man. You made us wait months to get back in, and now you're acting like we all experienced this shit yesterday?
All right, that's fair. He didn't give a specific location, no. Just said something vague like, when you're finished, I'll be around here somewhere. So yeah, probably means the cracked cask or skulking through the streets nearby. Drudgemeer turf.
We just got out of that shithole thanks to Barwin and Squibbity's ridiculous little soap opera about Salomonella, and now you want to go back? Voluntarily? Are we allergic to progress or what?
It sucks, I know, but think about it. This is Emberist, yeah, Joe?
It is indeed.
Right? So let's say we stick around, try to blend in, act like we belong. We don't. We've got one job under our belt and a vault's worth of stolen heat. We try to set up here, we bleed money until we're right back in the gutter anyway.
So what you're saying is, we go back down there like gods among sewer rats, pockets jingling with noble coin, make a bit of a name for ourselves, yeah? New jobs, more power, more eyes watching, maybe less poop on the streets, maybe?
That sounds intriguing. But what if we did more than just return to the filth as kings among beggars? What if we became something greater? Not scavengers chasing jobs, but architects of power, a syndicate, a collective, a gang, if you will, but elegant, operatic, with matching insignias. This place is a vacuum. We could fill it. We stop taking contracts and start writing them.
All right, hold up. Who the fuck are you again?
Is he allowed to talk like that? I thought you were our in-house lunatic, not our economic advisor.
He's wearing shoes with different laces and thinks dogs speak Latin, and now he's pitching a criminal empire. What is happening?
I honestly don't hate it.
No, neither do I. Knew there was a reason we bumped into you, Pervious. So, whose skull do we have to crack to make it happen? 'Cause I'm not joining a gang where we all sit in robes talking metaphors and sipping tea.
That was a diabolical accent shift.
One problem, though, now that I'm thinking about it, what would we actually give as jobs?
Oh, what's the problem now? What do you even mean?
Well, for us to be the ones handing out contracts, we need jobs to hand out, right? Work, missions, scams, heists, assassinations, whatever. But we don't have any of that. No contacts, no coin reserves, no network. We're like 4 clowns and 1 extra weird guy with a dog fetish.
He was not a fetish. He was a friend.
He does have a point. A glorious empire of back-alley thugs and rooftop whispers sounds romantic, but someone's got to pay the bills. Right now, we've got, 60 gold earmarked for a fence, a lockbox that hates music, and a list of debtors, and less than 230 gold between 5 of us.
So we do what we've always done. We start by faking it. We build reputation before we have foundation. We act like we're bigger than we are, louder than we are. We keep solving problems, quiet ones, dirty ones. Make the right noise in the right places, and soon we'll have work landing in our laps. And when that happens, then maybe we stop being job takers and start being kingmakers.
Now that I understand. Smack some heads, make some noise, scare a few lowlifes into thinking we run the street. Real simple.
Indeed. And if I may, one piece of wisdom before we all go back to screaming at alley cats. The world does not reward those who do what everyone can do. It rewards those who carve a niche, who find the crack no one else dares to crawl into. Be the crew that takes the jobs others refuse. Too messy, too strange, too cursed. Make your name in the margins. Become the knife no one else wants to hold, but everyone fears is pointed at them. If you can do what others won't, and become what others can't, then you'll never beg for work again. Work will beg for you.
So just to double check, our master plan is that instead of doing jobs for other people, we're going to build a crime empire. But to build the crime empire, we have to pretend we're already successful. And to pretend we're successful, we've got to do jobs for other people.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So we've just gone in one big flaming gold-plated circle.
Yep.
Fan-fucking-tastic. Genius-level strategy, boys. Next, we'll reinvent breathing.
Meh. Well, it was worth a brainstorm. And honestly, what you said, Pervious, that was actually some pretty damn good advice. But we'll toss it in the thought bank for now. Joe, we move out. Before someone spots us standing around and decides to call the guards, we're heading back to the Drudgemeer district gate.
All right. You peel away from the wreckage of Varen's estate, boots thudding quietly across the damp flagstones, slipping back out over the bent iron gate and into the city's sleeping ribs. Emberist at night is a different beast. Quiet, yes, but not calm. The kind of silence that listens back. You pass shuttered windows and ash-filled lampposts. Rain drips slowly from chipped gutters. A few lonely carriages rattle by on half-rotted wheels, their drivers eyeing you from under wide-brimmed hats, then picking up pace. Every so often, a passerby crosses your path, only to shift directions or hug the walls, giving you the kind of berth usually reserved for plague victims or bounty posters. You see two guards at a street corner, leaning half asleep against their halberds. One of them lifts his head as you pass. He squints, just a second too long, then turns away, says nothing. The closer you get to Drudgemeer, the more the city exhales. Lights fade, streets warp, cobblestones give way to cracked earth and pooled water. The sharp scent of sewage and burnt meat creeps into your nostrils. You're nearly there now. The district split looms ahead, rusted gates framing the descent back into rot and ruin.
Lovely place we're heading into. You know, it occurs to me that I haven't actually asked much about Drudgemeer. Is it okay? Pleasant views, decent community spirit, affordable real estate? Because from here, it smells like someone bottled a corpse, attached it to an ass, and heated it up.
Nope. It's worse than all that. What you're smelling right now? That's it being filtered through about 200 feet of clean air. Up close, it'll melt your teeth.
Fantastic. You see, many people seek gold, glory, even gods. But true wisdom lies in choosing to suffer slightly less than you could have. So in that sense, merely walking through Drudgemeer and not licking the walls is technically a moral victory.
Don't say, lick the walls. Gods, you know I've got that condition. Texture trace synesthesia, where your tongue can mentally simulate the texture of any surface just by looking at it. It's a real thing. I read about it in a cursed cookbook/manifesto once.
You're saying you can taste something with your eyes?
Yes. Right now I'm looking at that moss-covered sewer grate and it tastes like wet coppers rolled in dog hair.
Bullshit. No one can do that.
Oh yeah? Then you try it, trunk boy. Look at that wall. Really look at it. How about the brown bit near the bottom?
Kinda looks like someone buttered it with, oh gods, now it's in my mouth!
Nope. I'm not playing whatever this psychic tongue game is.
Fascinating. I am currently observing that flaking door frame over there, and it tastes like a candle made of toenails, burnt at both ends. Which poetically is how many lives end in this city.
See? I told you!
All right then, philosophers. You're standing near the edge, fog curling low, gates ahead like rusted teeth. So what's the plan? You going in through the front like law-abiding scum, or taking a detour?
Only problem with the front gates is we might bump into those same guards again. It's only been, a few hours? They'll still be on shift, and they'll definitely remember the breakdown. The daughter, the screaming, the bomb threat.
Exactly, which is why, if we're going to build an empire, an actual empire, we need the power to move freely through gates. No questions, no delays. And for that, my friends, I have a plan.
Oh, for fuck's sake, not again.
Of course, friend. March boldly.
Joe, when we get within visual range, I begin my approach. Confident, calculated, unhinged only if necessary.
Is anyone going to stop him? Seriously?
Nope. Honestly, I'm hoping the guards will take him out this time. Maybe they hit harder than they look.
What about you, Barwin? You gonna back him up like last time?
Oh, not a chance. Last time I helped, he accused me of stealing the spotlight, said I crumpled his emotional arc. This time, let the star of the show carry the scene himself.
All right, all of you, shut the hell up. I need complete silence.
Yeah, but...
Complete silence.
This should...
Complete silence. Good. Joe, can I see any guards?
Yes. Yes, you do. You spot the same 2 guards from earlier, still stationed on this side of the gate, just like before. It's safer here, closer to Emberest, fewer risks. They haven't seen you yet. Looks like they're playing some kind of dice game on an overturned crate. One of them's laughing at the other's bad luck. No patrol. No tension. They look bored, tired, vulnerable. As you get closer, one of them sees you and then squints and stiffens. He nudges the other. There's a groan of immediate recognition and dread.
Well, how are you 2 gentlemen doing?
Oh, for fuck's sake, it's him again.
Is that? Gods above, it is. Look, buddy, we'd felt sorry for you once. Alright? Once. But how stupid do you have to be to turn up here again after the whole Salmonella meltdown? Did you forget your dignity in the sewer, or—
I just thought I'd do the professional thing, the ethical thing, and deliver the message in person. I straighten up, Joe, looking them both in the eyes with a smug smirk. You have both failed. And not just failed, I mean spectacularly failed. Like top of the chart, district-wide, put it in the training manual level failure.
What in the hells are you talking about?
Failed what? Who even are you?
Joe, I tilt my head like they've just asked the dumbest question imaginable. You mean they didn't tell you? Oh dear. I suppose that's consistent, need-to-know basis and all. Protocol's been slipping. I cough and pull out the ledger we found on the spice dealer's corpse. I tap it a few times with my fingernails. The name's Inspector Trilopax Q. Torvoth, part of the Urban Compliance Division, Drudgemeer Arcane Risk Management Sector. Special classification, Level 6, Shadow Admittance Operative. I'd ask if you know what a mystery assessment is, but with it being a new thing, and surprise being the exact thing we were aiming for, I'd assume not. Anyway, I was the mystery assessment. And you 2? You let a suspected Class T hazard walk straight through the gate because you got spooked by some shouting about a daughter and a bag. No confirmation, no physical or arcane scan, not even a rope barrier. Just, please go away, sir. And a pitiful nod.
Give me a deception check, Squibbity.
Fuck yeah. That's a 23 total, Joe.
The taller of the 2 guards' eyes open up wide and looks at the other, before turning back to you.
Wait, you're saying that whole breakdown was a test?
A behavioral integrity stress test, yes. You were being evaluated under parameters 4A-3 subclause disruption thresholds. You scored a -7 on a scale of -7 to 5. Do you know what's classed as a fail, gentlemen?
No.
A 3! A fucking 3 would be a fail! Do you know what's worse than failing a gate protocol assessment? Failing it on record.
The shorter of the 2 guards begins to turn pale.
Hold on, who sent you? I've never heard of any of this.
I begin waving the book in their face. Of course you haven't. It's black scroll, gray ink, off ledger. You're not cleared to know who cleared me. Ask Officer Reldon in Emberest. He won't confirm it, but watch his eyes. That's all I'll say.
This is bullshit. You're not even wearing a uniform.
Exactly, that's how you know it's real.
The shorter one is visibly sweating now.
Do we report this? Is he serious? What are we even supposed to do right now?
Well, you're not completely screwed. Not yet. I do intend to recommend demotion and mandatory retraining at the Vintros Sewage Outpost. Standard for Tier 3 negligence. No beds, no doors, just you, a mop, and sentient waste. But
what? What can we do?
See, I liked you 2. Truly, I did. You showed something rare. Compassion. Not just ticking boxes or barking orders, but care. You looked at someone from Drudgemeer, filthy, rambling, maybe a little explosive, and instead of pulling steel, you listened. You feared not for yourselves, but for others.
Yeah, I mean, we just didn't want some daughter to lose her father. That's all.
Exactly. We wasn't thinking about us. We were just trying to keep the civvies safe, you know?
And that's exactly why I'm giving you a chance, because deep down, you acted from the right place. Hard over handbook. Doesn't make it protocol, but it does make it human. So here's what we're going to do. You're going to open this gate for me, again, right now. And I'm going to pretend I was never granted access to pass through it this morning. As far as my report says, you passed with commendation level grace under pressure. In other words, I'll give you a number 4, but in return, you owe me a favor. One day, no questions. I ask, you answer. You help me. Clean, quiet, done.
Wait, That sounds like bribery. We could lose our jobs just for agreeing to that.
Isn't this just the type of thing you're trying to stop?
Call it bribery and we become enemies right here, right now. I file the report and you're done. Vintros' sewage outpost is hungry for replacements. You'd fit right in. But call it what it actually is, a favor for a favor. And you're two good men who just made a smart call. Men who climb the ladder fast with the right people behind them. So what'll it be? Do I write you up as liabilities or do I mark you as assets?
Fucking hell, Alex. Give me a persuasion check, brother, with advantage.
That's a 17, baby.
The two guards stand frozen. One clenches his jaw, the other runs a hand down his face like he's trying to wipe away the decision. They don't speak right away. They don't argue. They just stare at you. Something in your voice, maybe the certainty, maybe the madness sticks. It's the look of two men who've just realized their entire careers might be hanging on a thread. And that thread is shaped like you.
Welcome back, Inspector.
The latch clicks, the hinges groan. The gate creaks open for the second time today, slowly, hesitantly, like it's ashamed of itself. But this time, there's no confusion. No disbelief, only the cold, quiet obedience reserved for people whose names you don't want to speak too loud. They don't meet your eyes. They don't breathe too deep. They just step back, letting the shadow they just let in walk past. Squibbity, you're no longer just a lunatic. You're something worse. A figure of authority.
Aight, well, I'm going through the damn gate too.
Yeah, same. Come on, guys.
One by one, you pass through the gate. The guards step aside like they're parting for a funeral procession. No eye contact, no questions, no sudden movements, just stiff nods. As the last of you crosses into Drudgemeer, the taller guard gently pushes the gate closed behind you. It clangs shut. But before you have chance to disappear, he says,
Inspector, if there's anything we can do for you, that whole climbing the ladder bit, it sounded interesting. We're open to that.
Oh, I'll be in touch. See you two gentlemen soon. Oh, and it's probably best not to mention any of this to the others. Don't want them to get the heads up. If they know, I'll know, which means you will know. And we don't want that, do we?
The taller guard gives the smallest of nods, barely a twitch. The other just stares at the floor, like it might open up and swallow him. And with that, you vanish into the smog and filth of Drudgemeer, slinking back into the city that spat you out. But this time, you're not just surviving it. You're learning how to bend it, one lie at a time.
All right. So just to recap, he threatened them with reassignment to a sewer prison, name-dropped a fake superior, invented a government department, and walked away with a favor in his pocket.
He weaves panic into tapestry and calls it diplomacy. A true master manipulator of moments.
World's gone mad. So what's your thing anyway, Pervious? Like, I break skulls, Quill stabs things, and apparently Squibbity isn't half bad at talking. Who fucking knew?
I don't know. I guess I punch things and know things. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Oh, gods, he's a monk. Fantastic. Just averageness with a sense of spiritual superiority.
Right. Pervious. This is the thing. I'm not saying I don't like you, all right? I've actually grown quite accustomed to your presence. You're like an odd rug. But the thing is, we're about to start dealing with seriously dangerous shit, and I just don't think you know.
No, I don't know. That sounds suspiciously like you're trying to get rid of me.
Yeah, it fucking does sound like that, and I don't like it. If you got doubts, Squibbity, say them with fists or shut the fuck up.
I'm not. I'm just saying, we don't know the first thing about him. Us lot? We've been together for years. We've bled together, lied, cheated, survived. Him, he just showed up. We don't know if he can even handle himself.
Well, if you want some of my background, I'll let you in on it. I came from a faraway land with a task that is beyond my understanding. Like, not even metaphorically, but seriously, I've forgotten what it was and who sent me, but I do remember I was meant to find someone. And I found you, so mission complete. I can now retire, maybe take up pottery or shadowboxing. Yeah,
see, that's exactly what I mean. You say stuff like that and I lose track of which plane of existence I'm on.
Oh, shut the fuck up already. Rather than running your mouth, why don't you face off against him, huh? If you're so damn sure he's useless, prove it.
Can we not do this right now? Maybe, I don't know, save the bloodshed for people who actually want to kill us?
Yeah, it'd be stupid. Besides, I wouldn't want to hurt him. Monks aren't exactly, the cream of the crop.
Oh, don't worry about me. I consider myself quite creamy. Very spreadable in the right situation.
All right then, creamy man. Out of interest, what's your specialty? I've heard monks dabble. Some channel elemental forces. Others strike nerves or pressure points. Some just vanish into the wind. What kind of mystic discipline are we dealing with here? Pervious!
Sorry, I zoned out there for a second.
So, are you a wall runner, a wind kicker, or just a punch and pray kind of guy?
Good question. I suppose I'm more of a thread watcher.
That's not an answer.
Well, you know how some people react quickly? Like they dodge things before they've even processed the threat? I do that. But with reality, like I sort of pre-feel moments. Not all of them, not reliably, and not helpfully. But sometimes I punch someone, and it's the punch that should have happened 5 seconds ago, and it still works.
What in the ever-loving hell are you talking about?
Temporal resonance feedback. Completely unreliable, highly poetic, occasionally catastrophic.
So you do punch things?
Yes, but I don't punch people. I punch possibility.
Ugh, he's worse than Squibbity.
Oi!
So, do you cast spells?
Oh, I can cast things. Sort of. Not so much spells, more like echoes of decisions I might have made that happen to resemble spells. Once I cast a firebolt because I remembered I hadn't meant to. Or did I not remember that I did mean to? I can't remember. Anyway, it was very messy.
Gods, I love this guy.
You're telling me he's walking around with fate punches, echo spells, and no memory of who sent him or why?
Correct. But I do feel very certain about things until they're happening.
Fantastic. We've got a rogue with no impulse control, a bard with no shame, a paladin with no restraint, and now a monk with no clue.
Yes, but I do have rhythm.
All right then, what's the plan, guys?
I say we head back to the Cracked Cask. Couple beers, a proper night's kip. We can meet with Jask after some rest. Hell, he might even be there already, curled up in a piss-soaked corner with a grin and fleas.
Yeah, I'm good with that, but heads up, don't flash your coin. Keep a separate pouch with a couple gold in it. This district's full of rats, and they don't wait for you to drop crumbs.
I don't know. I kind of do want that kind of attention.
All right. You wind your way through Drudgemeer's twisted gut, past slumped drunks, quiet fires, and shuttered stalls selling gods know what in jars, as your boots splash through puddles that probably aren't water. And eventually, there it is. The Cracked Cask, just as filthy as you left it. You push open the warped door and step into the low, sweat-thick fug. The blood stain from the man-thrunk flattened, still there, still red, still being walked over by the regulars like it's part of the decor. No one's cleaned it, no one cares. This is Drudgemeer. Now thrunken pervious, with your passive perception scores, you clock something the second you cross the threshold. It's at the back end of the room in a dark corner booth. A hooded figure. And no, it's not the hood that catches your eye. It's the way they move, sloppy, reactive. The moment you walk in, they twitch, grab the hood, yank it down further like a guilty man hiding from daylight. Problem is, they fumble it, like they didn't practice this bit. Too fast, too obvious, too late.
Huh, that's interesting.
Indeed. When someone tries not to be seen, they usually forget they were already noticed. I believe that's what we call dramatic irony.
Fancy taking a look?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, you can iron this sequence of events out next time because that is where we're going to wrap up this session. Oh, and you're all now level 3. See you later, guys.